السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. مرحبا بكم في درس جديد على قناتنا Learn English with جنات. إذا كنت تريد تعلم اللغة الإنجليزية والتحدث بها بطلاقة، فابدأ الآن واشترك في القناة وفعل الجرس ليصلك كل الدروس، ولا تنسى أن تضغط لايك إذا أعجبتك طريقتي في الشرح. والآن نتركك مع الدرس.
Title: The Enchanted Compass. Ethan was an adventurous 12-year-old boy who lived in a quiet coastal village. Every day after school, he explored the rocky beaches and dense forests surrounding his home. He dreamed of finding hidden treasures, like the pirates in the stories his grandfather used to tell him. One rainy afternoon, Ethan was helping his grandfather clean out the attic. The old space was filled with dusty boxes, faded maps, and forgotten trinkets. As Ethan opened a small wooden chest, he found something extraordinary, a strange, antique compass. It wasn't like a regular compass. Instead of pointing north, its needle spun wildly before stopping to point in a random direction. "Grandpa, what's this?" Ethan asked, holding up the compass. His grandfather's eyes widened. "That's no ordinary compass," he said, his voice dropping to a whisper. "It belonged to an explorer named Captain Arlen centuries ago. They say it points to places of great mystery and danger." Ethan's heart raced. Danger? Like what? "Legends say it leads to hidden treasures, but only those with courage can find them," his grandfather said. "Be careful, Ethan. The compass chooses its owner and its path." That night, Ethan couldn't stop thinking about the compass. While lying in bed, he turned it over in his hands. Suddenly, the needle began to glow faintly, spinning before pointing toward the window. Ethan jumped out of bed and peeked outside. The moonlight illuminated the forest in the distance. The compass pulsed gently, as if urging him to follow. He knew he couldn't wait until morning. Grabbing a flashlight and his raincoat, Ethan slipped out of the house. He followed the compass deep into the forest. The air was cool, and the trees cast eerie shadows in the moonlight. Ethan's excitement mixed with a tinge of fear. After walking for nearly an hour, he came upon an old stone archway hidden by vines. The compass needle pointed directly at it, glowing brighter. Ethan pushed aside the vines and stepped through the archway. On the other side, the world looked different. The stars seemed closer, the air felt charged with energy, and strange plants glowed faintly in the dark. "Where am I?" Ethan whispered. As he walked further, the compass led him to a clearing. In the center stood a massive oak tree with a door carved into its trunk. The door had intricate symbols etched into it, symbols that matched those on the compass. Ethan hesitated but then turned the compass. With a soft click, the door creaked open. Inside, Ethan found himself in a cave lit by sparkling crystals. At the center of the cave was a pedestal holding a golden chest. His heart pounded as he approached it. Just as he reached for the chest, a voice boomed, "Only the brave may claim the treasure." Ethan spun around to see a figure emerge from the shadows. It was a tall, cloaked guardian with glowing eyes. Who are you? Ethan asked, his voice trembling. I am the keeper of the compass, the figure replied. To claim what lies ahead, you must pass 3 tests: courage, wisdom, and kindness. Are you ready? Ethan swallowed hard but nodded. I'm ready. The tests. The test of courage. The guardian led Ethan to a dark tunnel. Inside lies your greatest fear, the guardian said. Face it, and the path will open. Ethan stepped into the tunnel, gripping the compass tightly. The air grew cold, and shadows danced on the walls. Suddenly, a swarm of bats flew at him, their screeches echoing. Ethan froze, terrified, but then remembered his grandfather's words. Courage isn't about not being afraid, it's about moving forward despite the fear. He took a deep breath and stepped through the bats, realizing they were illusions. The tunnel lit up, and he emerged on the other side. The test of wisdom. Next, the guardian presented Ethan with a puzzle. 3 levers stood before him, each labeled with a cryptic symbol. Only one lever will open the way forward, the guardian said. Ethan studied the compass, noticing the symbols on its face matched the levers. He carefully compared them and pulled the correct one. The ground shook, and a hidden door opened, revealing the final challenge. The test of kindness. In the last chamber, Ethan found a small, injured bird trapped under a fallen branch. The guardian appeared and said, "The treasure is near, but time is short. Save the bird, or leave it to claim the prize." Ethan didn't hesitate. He gently lifted the branch and helped the bird, using a piece of his shirt to bandage its wing. The bird chirped gratefully and flew toward a hidden switch, triggering the golden chest to open. You have passed, the guardian said, smiling for the first time. The treasure is yours. Inside the chest, Ethan found not gold or jewels, but a glowing crystal. The guardian explained, "This crystal holds the power to guide you to even greater adventures. Use it wisely." Ethan thanked the guardian and stepped back through the oak tree's door, finding himself in the forest again. The compass still glowed faintly, but now the needle pointed back toward his village. When Ethan returned home, his grandfather was waiting. "I see the compass brought you back safely," he said, smiling knowingly. Ethan nodded. "It was incredible, Grandpa. And I think this is just the beginning." As he placed the compass and crystal on his bedside table, Ethan felt a new sense of purpose. The enchanted compass hadn't just led him to a treasure, it had shown him the courage and kindness he had within himself. And so, Ethan's adventures with the enchanted compass were only beginning.